Yun, good day. Today is April 1. Dito tayo sa school ngayon. Magkakaroon tayo ng short recorded discussion. Magkakaroon na kasi tayo ng asynchronous class this week kasi di tayo available. Yan. I hope maintindihan niyo yung susunod nating discussion. And also, I hope nag-enjoy kayo last week sa charter week natin, lalo na sa mga nag-join sa mga events and lalo na lang sa mga nag-participate and also sa mga nanood and nag-cheer. And I hope naririnig nyo yung natin kasi wala tayong dalang mic. Yun, buti na lang nag-e-echo ngayon dito sa room. Yan, let me share my screen. Ang next topic natin is impulse and momentum theorem. And define muna natin what is momentum. Ngayon, magpo-focus na muna tayo sa linear momentum specifically. Di muna tayo magkakandak ng angular momentum since wala pa naman tayong angular motion. And ang designation natin for angular momentum, that is small letter P. When we say momentum, that is simply means mass in motion. And we all know all object has mass. And when that object already move, it has already an momentum, or simply that is mass in motion. And we have this formula for the momentum, that is P equal yan sa mass times velocity. Yan, ganun siya kasimple. And we all know mass has its units kilogram and velocity has its units meters per second. Or simply, ang magiging unit natin for momentum, kilogram meters per seconds. Or kung gagamit tayo ng English unit, that is slug, feet per seconds. And also, we are considering the components for the momentum. We have component along x and component along y. Because momentum is a vector quantity. And mamaya malalaman natin yung consideration natin sa pag-compute ng momentum, kung i-consider ba natin yung components or hindi. And doon natin malalaman na si momentum is a vector quantity. And last discussion, actually yung discuss natin is work and energy. And both work and energy is a scalar quantity. And actually pinatunayan naman natin sa discussion yun na kahit di natin i-consider yung along x and along y component, masasolve natin yung work energy equation. Next, we have impulse. And ang gagamitin natin ditong symbol is capital letter J. Yun take note, capital letter J, baka malito tayo. And what is impulse? It is a term that quantifies the overall effect of a force acting over time. And what is the value of force with respect to that time? And ito yung magiging general formula natin. Capital letter J, impulse, equal yan sa force multiplied by change in time. Or actually, yung force na kinoconsider lang natin dito or the time na kinoconsider natin dito is the force in contact within that time. Mamaya, malalaman natin. For the force that is in Newton and change in time that is in seconds, or simply the unit for impulse, Newton seconds. Or kung i-consider natin siya in English unit, that is pound seconds. And since the impulse is a vector quantity, obligado consider natin yung component siya along x and along y. And mamaya, malalaman naman natin bakit mahalaga i-consider yung components ng impulse and also the momentum. And this is the general formula. Next, we have other quantity that can be defined using impulse and momentum. And una na doon yung kinetic energy. Or simply, kung babalikan natin kanina, kakabanggit lang natin, the kinetic energy is a scalar quantity, but it can be defined using momentum. And when we are computing for the kinetic energy, that is simply means, or that is simply equals to momentum squared over twice its mass. Next, we have this formula of force. Ako babalik tayo sa kinetics. Di ba dinidefine natin yung force as mass times acceleration? And actually, it was defined by the second law of motion. Ang second law of motion natin, based on kinetic discussion natin, that is force equal yan sa mass times acceleration. Kaya lang, kung babalikan natin yung exact definition ng second law of motion or the original book ni Isaac Newton, which is the Principia, the second law was defined as the net force or the vector sum of all forces acting on a particle equals the time rate of change of momentum of that particle. Or simply, ang definition pala, no, yung exact definition of force, equal daw yan sa change in momentum over change in time. Or actually, the average force equal yan sa change in momentum over change in time. That is the exact definition of force. Na-derive lang siya into mass times acceleration using this formula, and i-derive natin siya. Since when we recall, actually this is an average force, kaya lang ang kinukupit natin dito is exact value of force, and that is the instantaneous force. And paano ba natin siya masosolve? Masosolve natin siya using the limits. And shortcut na lang natin, same lang sa application na ginawa natin sa acceleration and velocity. We have instantaneous acceleration and instantaneous velocity. When we are solving for instantaneous force or the exact force, equal yan sa derivative of momentum with respect to time. And yun, ito na gagamitin natin mismo na once we are solving for the value of force, or actually when we are solving for the value of momentum. And yun, when we recall, the average force equal yan sa change in momentum over change in time. And what is momentum? Kanina, na-define natin yan, no, as mass times velocity. Kaya lang, we are defining change in momentum. Kaya ang equivalent formula natin, mass times change in velocity. And kung i-recall natin, we have this formula, mass times change in velocity over change in time. What is change in velocity over change in time? That is the average acceleration. Tama, no? Kung i-recall natin last time. Or simply, ang magiging formula na natin dyan, average force equal yan sa mass times average acceleration. Or simply, ito na yung na-define nating equation for the force. Force equal yan sa mass times acceleration. And galing yan sa formula na momentum. Yan. Pinakita lang natin derivation. Now, when we recall the formula or for the second law of motion, force equal yan sa change in momentum over change in time, or simply we can define force multiplied by change in time equal yan sa change in momentum. And since kanina, dinefine natin what is impulse, ang impulse natin, force times change in time, and sa substitute natin, yun pala, no? Yung impulse, that is simply means change in momentum. Or simply kung i-expand pa natin, impulse from point 1 to point 2, indicating yung point 1 as the initial position, yung point 2 as the final position. Yun. Change in impulse from point 1 to point 2, equal yan sa momentum final minus the initial momentum. And this is the general formula na gagamitin na natin dito sa impulse and momentum theorem. Or simply, ito na gagamitin natin, impulse at point 1, or actually, momentum at point 1 plus summation ng impulse from 1 to 2 equal sa momentum at point 2. And kung makita natin, di ba, somewhat similar siya sa work energy equation na ginamit natin. Di ba? Kinetic energy at initial plus the work done from point 1 to point 2 equal sa final kinetic energy. Yan. Same lang yan sa impulse momentum equation. And ito gagamitin natin. Impulse momentum equation. And yun, medyo mabilis lang yung discussion natin. And ngayon, this equation, gagamitin natin sa previous examples natin. And makita natin din yung difference between the different methods. And kung i-recall natin, actually, we have this problem by Sir Aruta. Sir Aruta uses a slingshot to launch a rock at 60 degrees below the horizontal with a velocity of 30 meters per second. Or actually, this is initial velocity. If the slingshot was released 20 meters above the ground, determine the following. What is the impact velocity of the rock before it hits the ground? Eh kung i-recall natin, na-solve natin to using kinematics. And siguro, no, i-quick ano lang natin, pakita ng solution. We solve it by components along x and along y. And finally, we solve the impact velocity that is 35.95 meters per second. Yun. And also, we saw this using the work energy equation. And siguro papakita lang natin mabilisan. Kinuha natin siya by components along x and along y. And yun, same lang din nakuha natin. And also, we solved it without components. Di tayo gumamit ng components. And using the work energy, yun, nasolve natin yung impact velocity. Bakit di tayo gumamit ng components? Because work and energy, they are both scalar. Yan, malinaw yan, ano? And now, we are solving the same problem using impulse momentum theorem or the impulse momentum equation. And titingnan natin kung same yung makukuha natin. Siguro, no, i-consider muna natin components, same problem pa din. Siguro na kung nabibilis na kayo, pakipost na lang yung video to recall the problem na na-discuss natin previously sa discussions natin. Now, we are considering the components, and let us consider the component along the x-axis. We have this formula. Momentum at point 1 along x plus summation ng impulse from point 1 to point 2 equal yan sa momentum or the final momentum at point 2 along x. This is point 1, this is point 2, ito yung point of release, and ito yung point of impact. We have this angle of inclination at point 1 or the initial angle of inclination na 60 degrees, and hindi natin alam sa point na to. And ang change in displacement natin is 20 meters from point 1 to point 2. And let us consider what is the momentum at point 1, that is mv. Always yun, ano, mass times velocity lang yung formula natin, kaya madali lang po. Mass times velocity plus what is the impulse from point 1 to point 2. And since, kung consider natin yung along x, wala dong horizontal force. And automatic, pag walang force na applied, mas hindi siya applied force, ano? Walang force reaction, etc. As long as walang force, automatic, wala siyang impulse. Kaya zero yan. And equal yan sa final momentum, that is mass times the final velocity, or simply mv. Lagi lang siyang mv, ano, yung momentum. And cancel yung mass, iisa lang naman yung object na kino-consider natin. The initial velocity along x equal yan sa final velocity along x. And same sa idea na nakuha natin sa kinematics, yung component niya along x ay constant, di siya nagbabago. Or simply, when we solve for the component along x, yun, same lang din yung makuha nating answer. Next, let us consider the component along y-axis. Tingnan natin kung sino yung makukuha natin. Initial momentum at point 1 plus summation ng impulse from 1 to 2 equal yan sa final momentum at point 2. Or simply substitute natin formula. For formula ng momentum, that is mass times velocity, plus the formula for the impulse, that is force times change in time. Siyempre, along y, yung force natin. Equal yan sa impulse at point 2, that is mass times velocity 2. Or simply, what is the force applied at initial and final position. Actually, that force is the weight. Actually, yun lang yung nag-iisang force na nag-aaka, no? Pag meron tayong projectile motion. And since ang weight natin is always directed downward, kaya yung isa-substitute natin force that is negative W. And now, substitute natin. Kaya lang since meron tayo ditong formula for the impulse, force times change in time. Ngayon, ang gagawin natin, magkakaroon lang tayo dito ng given na time. And bakit tayo magkaroon ng given na time? Kasi when we are dealing for the impulse momentum equation, kailangan meron tayo dyan given na time. Kasi pag di siya given yung time, mas mahirama tayong mag-solve. And actually, di natin siya masasolve, ano? Lalo na kung wala tayong boundary condition when we are dealing with time. Kaya obligado, no, given to. Same with the work energy equation, di natin masasolve yung isang problem under work energy equation kung hindi given yung displacement. Tama naman, ano? Same sa naging quiz natin last time. Yan, meron yung given na displacement na 1 meters. Or kung hindi given yung meters, pwede kayo mag-assume agad na 1 meter yung displacement. Yan, per meter. Next, isolve natin. What is weight? We have mass times gravity. Substitute lang natin sa kanya. Actually, or eventually, magkakancel lahat ng mass dyan. Lahat ng term natin, merong mass, magkakancel yun. What is initial velocity along y? That is 30 sine negative 60 degrees. Ito siya, based on the given. Kukunin lang natin yung vertical component ni velocity 1. Multiplied by negative mg, yung g, that is the gravity. Given yung time natin, 0.682. It is given, and also sinolve yan, using this system. And equal yan sa mass times the final velocity 2. Cancel lahat ng masses, and given naman yung velocity. And ito yung nahanap, the final velocity. Solve natin. And we have negative 32.671 meters per second. And actually, same yan, sa nakuha nating value ng velocity sa the other two methods, previous methods. Same nakuha natin. And eventually, kung meron tayong same components, kukunin lang natin yung resultant, yun, same yung makuha nating answer. Yan, same. Using impulse momentum equation. Ngayon, i-try natin, isosolve natin siya without using components. We have momentum at point 1 plus summation ng impulse from 1 to 2 equal yan sa final momentum at point 2. And try natin kung sino yung makukuha natin given naman yung mga velocities. We have this formula, mv1, that is mass times velocity. That is simply the formula lang ng momentum plus what is the formula for Joule? Force times change in time. Equal yan sa mass times velocity 2. Next, we have mass times velocity 1. Given yung velocity 1, what is the force applied? Actually, that is the weight. Weight lang yun, that is negative weight, change in time equals to mass times velocity 2. And substitute lang natin lahat. Actually, magkakancel lahat dyan ng mass. Also, given the time, kanina na pinakita natin, change in time equal yan sa 0.682 seconds. And substitute lang natin, given yung initial velocity, that is 30 meters per second. Cancel naman lahat ng mass. Given yung gravity, given din yung change in time. Ang hinahanap natin dito is the V2 or the impact velocity. And actually, masasolve natin dito, yun mismo yung impact velocity. And that is 32.59. Ito pala, 35.95 meters per second. That is the answer. And check natin kung sino makuha natin. Pakicheck na lang, sa inyo. Kung tama yung compute natin, ang lumabas 23.31 meters per second. And they are not the same. Di magkamukha yung nakuha natin. And the question, bakit hindi magkamukha yung nakuha natin? Kasi kung i-recall natin agad kanina, when we say momentum and impulse, this solution is not applicable. Kasi di natin kinonsider yung components along X and along Y. Obligado dapat i-consider natin along X and along Y kasi si momentum and impulse, they are both vector quantity. Yun lang ano, yun yung dahilan kung bakit as the same yung nakukuha natin. Unlike sa work energy equation, kung gagawin natin to as direct agad without considering the components, same pa din yung makukuha. For work or the impulse and momentum, for work, impulse and momentum, hindi na applicable yun ano, na hindi natin i-consider yung component. Obligado, i-consider natin yung components. Yan, mahalaga yun ano. And for the finality ng solution, ang impact velocity na lumabas sa atin is 35.95 meters per second. Same pa din as previous solutions. Next, itatry naman natin yung impulse momentum equation using kinetic problems. And what are the kinetics problem? Ito, ako marirecall nyo last time, ito yung sinod natin using kinetics, using work energy, and ngayon using impulse and momentum. And check natin kung sino yung nakuha natin. Kaya lang, based on the given, nagbigay na tayo ng displacement or change in time. That is 1.8434 seconds. And itong change in time, ito yung movement ng system natin based on 1 meter displacement. Ay kung i-recall nyo last time, based on this problem, yung work energy solution natin, nagkaroon tayo ng assumption dito na yung system natin na-displace siya ng 1 meters. And based on that 1 meter displacement, ito yung equivalent time niya, 1.8434 seconds. Kasi we are solving this problem using impulse momentum equation. Kailangan meron tayong given na time. And yun, kung i-recall naman natin, kabisado nyo na yung problem na to, kasi ilabas na natin siyang sinolve. And yun, solve agad natin. We have 3 masses and they are connected by cables. And since they are linked with cables, yun lang yung magiging natin connection between them. We're going to solve the tension of the cable and definitely the acceleration. Ang question pala na sa problem natin, determine the acceleration of the system. Ayan, itry na natin. We have the first mass that is 6 kg, the second mass 10 kg, and the third mass 9 kg. And since ang second mass natin meron siyang contact surface, we have the coefficient of kinetic friction, 0.15. And also, based on the problem, let us assume that the pulleys are frictionless. And yun, itry na natin siyang solve. This is the solution using kinetics. And quick recall na lang to, no? Ito ginawa natin. Using kinetics. And yan, bibisan natin ng onte. We have three equation, 3 unknown. And ang solve nating acceleration is 0.5886 meters per second squared. And to recall also, we have another solution using work energy equation. And we are solving using the work energy, considering the components. We have 3 equations and so on also. Quick lang natin. We have the velocity 1.085 meters per second. And solving for the acceleration, yun, same din yung nakuha natin. 0.5886 meters per second squared. And they are the same. Now, same pa rin, same problem but different method. And gagamitin natin yung bagong formula natin, the impulse momentum equation. Yan, since based on the formula ng impulse momentum, ang unang masasolve natin itong parameter is the velocity. And saka pa lang natin siya i-convert into acceleration or isa-solve into acceleration. Ayun, we have the mass acceleration diagram considering the direction of the velocity for 6 kg upward siya kasi hihilain siya pababa ng 9 kg. Definitely yung 9 kg meron siyang downward velocity. And yung mass B, the 10 kilogram, meron siyang velocity along X going right. Ayan, isolve na natin. Indicating, given yung ano natin, change in time, which is 1.8434 seconds. Yan, solve na natin. Since we are dealing with position, meron tayong point 1 and point 2, initial and final position. This is the initial position and this is the final position. And solve natin using the impulse momentum since vertical motion to, kaya vertical component lang yung consider natin, wala tayong horizontal components. And yun, bigay muna natin yung given. Initially, nag-start tayo from rest. And due to time t, what is the next velocity? Unknown yun, di natin alam. Lalagay lang natin siya dyan. And considering along y-axis, momentum at point 1 plus impulse from 1 to 2 equal sa momentum at point 2. And what is the momentum at point 1? That is definitely 0. Kasi nag-start tayo from rest. Plus summation ng forces along y multiplied by change in time. Equal yan sa mass times the final velocity. Substitute natin, what are the given forces? We have tension upward, weight downward. That is TA minus weight A. And what is change in time? Given yun, equal yan sa mass, acceleration times velocity. Yan, substitute natin, given naman lahat, including the mass, and also the time. Ang di lang dito given is yung tension A and the velocity. And solving for tension A, since that is only the link between the two bodies, always nasisolve natin yung equation natin in terms of or in equal to tension kasi doon natin sila pag-equated. And solving for the equation of tension, tension A equal sa 3.255 velocity plus 58.86. And that is our first equation using impulse momentum equation. Actually, yung impulse momentum equation, mas simple itong isolve kesa kay work energy. Kasi kung isosolve man natin, yung velocity doon naka-squared, unlike dito sa impulse momentum, ang velocity natin is only in linear. Yan, naka-ano lang siya, exponent of 1. Yan, continuation. Kung i-consider natin yung mass 2, we have this 10 kilogram. Also considering the forces, we have the weight and the normal force. And since this is perfectly horizontal, automatic alam na agad natin na yung weight and the normal force are equal. And yun, papakita na din naman natin mamaya. And also we have friction. Since meron tayong contact surface, automatic meron dyan tayong friction. And also meron tayong cable sa other part, sa kabilang part ng natin, body, which is siya yung nag-hold ng 9 kg mass. Meron tayong dyan TC, yung TA and TC. Also given din yung coefficient of friction or coefficient of kinetic friction, 0.15. Also, pinakita lang natin dito yung initial position and final position given the change in time, 1.844 seconds. And initially, nag-start pa tayo from rest. Kaya yung initial velocity natin is simply 0. Yan, try na natin siyang isolve. Pakialala na lang yung mismong problem natin, or mismong system. And dyan natin siya sa solve. Considering along the x-axis, momentum at point 1 plus impulse from 1 to 2 equal sa momentum at point 2. And considering along x, initially nag-start tayo from 0. Kaya 0 yun. Summation ng forces along the x-axis. Actually, we have 2 forces along x. Or actually, 3 pala, meron tayong dalawang tension in isang friction. Substitute lang natin. Negative tension A, kasi yung PA natin pointing to the left, that is negative, plus tension C, that is pointing to the right, that is positive, minus friction at point B, actually at block B. And since ang motion natin is going right, malamang yung friction natin going left, opposite to the direction of motion, and that is negative. Equivalent sa mass times velocity. And what is the friction formula? Equivalent sa mu times NB. And what is NB? kanina, no? Or as previously, nasasolve naman natin yon that the normal force equal sa weight. Substitute lang natin, negative TA plus TC minus mu K MBG. Actually, given naman na ito lahat. Nasasolve naman na agad natin yung value ng friction. All multiplied by change in time equal niya sa mass. Ang mass natin is 10 kg times velocity. And solving, actually given naman lahat. Hindi lang given yung tension A, tension C, and the velocity. And simplifying, this is the next equation natin. Negative TA plus TC equal yan sa 5.425 velocity plus 14.715. Yan. Next, natin siyang solve. I-solve. Siguro, no, palitan lang natin to. 5.425. It should be 10. It should be 10, ano? Check lang natin sa maging final natin. It should be 10. Itong part na to, it should be 10. 10 yan, ano? Yung palitan lang natin. So din pala, no? Palitan din natin. Wait lang, napapalitan lang natin. Kanina. It should be 6. Dito 6, ano? Tama naman, ano? 6. And simplify yung TA, tama. 3.255. Tama yung first equation natin. Yung second equation, check lang natin. This is 10. Kung sisimplify nyo ito ng buo, that is 1.5, 9.8.5, 1.8434. This is also 10. Kaya it should be 10. Ito part na to, it should be 10. Palitan lang natin. And actually, tama pala, no? Sorry. Nagkamali lang tayo. Nasa ano na lang natin. Tama pala, no? Kasi na-shortcut lang. Baka siya naging shortcut kasi yung 10 is divided by change in time. Dinivide na pala siya agad ng time. Hindi lang natin siya check. 1.834. 10 over 1.8434, that is 5.425. Ito siya nanggaling. Pinakita natin siya agad. Yun, isolating yung tensions, negative tension A and tension C, and solving for tensions. This is the next equation, equation number 2. Yan, pinakita lang natin ano kung saan siya galing. And meron pala tayo ditong change in time. Kasi yung change in time, naka-multiply lahat yan sa forces. Okay? Gets na yun? Next, yung block C. Same problem pa din. Meron tayong tension C upward and weight C downward. Given yung initial and final position, also given yung change in time. 1.8434 seconds. Yan, solve natin. Initially, nag-start tayo from rest, that is 0. Kaya yung B1 may natin is 0. Since ang motion lang natin is along the vertical, kaya i-consider lang natin yung along y-axis. Momentum at point 1 plus summation ng impulse from 1 to 2 equal niya sa momentum at point 2. Substitute natin sa point 1, that is 0. Initially, nag-start tayo from rest. What is the force or what is the impulse conducted from 1 to 2? So that is summation forces y multiplied by change in time. Equal sa mass times velocity 2. Kaya lang, since ang velocity natin na assumption dito is pointing downward, that is negative. And negative lang natin. And substitute natin what is the forces present. Meron tayong tension C upward and yung weight natin, weight C downward. And TC minus weight C, all multiplied by change in time equals sa negative MC times the velocity. And substitute lang natin, also given yung time, also given din yung masses, hindi lang given dyan yung tension C and velocity or the final velocity. Yan. To simplify, also solving for tension C, we have this equation, equation number 3. Tension C equals sa 88.29 minus 4.882 velocity. Yun, same lang din sa work energy equation na ginagawa natin, kaya lang mas madali ito ng onte kasi ang nagiging formula natin dito is linear. Eh, wala siyang exponent na 2. Ito ay 1 lang, hanggang 1 lang siya, kaya mas madali siya onte. And we have this 3 equation, 3 unknown. Same sa process na ginagawa natin previously, ano, sa kinetics and work energy equation. Yung equation 1 and equation 2, equation 1, equation 3, sa-substitute natin both sa equation number 2. Kasi andun yung tension A and tension C. Ito yung equation 2 natin, negative TA plus TC, equal yan sa 5.425V plus 14.715. And substitute natin yung tension A and tension C. And substitute natin tension A and tension C. Isa na lang yung magiging anong dyan, that is the velocity, that is 1.085 meters per second. And solving for the acceleration, since acceleration yung hinahanap natin, yun, since ang given parameter natin is in time, kaya ang pinaka the best na gamitin natin equation is final velocity along x equal yan sa velocity or the initial velocity along x plus acceleration along x times time t. Since doon, given naman yung na-compute natin velocity or the final velocity 1.085, also given yung time 1.8434 seconds, and solving for the acceleration along x, or actually acceleration along x yon ng mass b, and acceleration y yon ng mass a and mass c. Or actually same lang naman silang lahat ng acceleration as long as it is acceleration of the system. Magiging acceleration natin is 0.5886 meters per second. And they are the same. Yung same lang nilalabas. And that's it. For today, that is simply the impulse and momentum equation. And I hope yan, medyo naintindihan ninyo. And i-continue natin sa next discussion. And stop recording.